you live?
I am in Arizona, sir.
Okay.
Okay.
Arizona, right?
Yes, sir. I am located in the Phoenix area in a city called Chandler, Arizona, just about maybe 20 minutes outside of Phoenix.
Okay, cool.
Okay, so I just want to tell everybody this is Mark with you, Dark United Front Facebook page. I am on the phone currently with Don Doty, former lead singer of Dark Angel, who is leading a kick-ass band that I have had the pleasure of seeing on the internet with his band Eliminate. And Don, welcome. It is such a great honor to speak with you, sir. I have been a fan of yours since I first heard Dark Angel back in 1986 on the Robert Moody Metal Show on KVHS FM in Concord, California, just outside of San Francisco. Don, how have you been doing? How have you been doing lately, man?
I've been doing really well. I've been fortunate enough to be hanging around with some chilling musicians. A lot of them are old school, and we've been doing pretty much the same thing. Just getting together, hanging out, playing music. We've been playing shows. We've been hanging out with a couple other bands that we're doing a tour right now. We got Hatchet opening up for us. Really good guys. Really good, really good music, and just been having a great time, man. And we played on LA and on Monday. Tuesday we were in San Diego. Today we're in Las Vegas. Then tomorrow we're going to be in OC in Fullerton, I believe. And then Friday, we're going to be out in San Francisco.
Oh, man, I wish I was still living in the Bay Area in Sacramento, man. I'd be there in a hot minute. Unfortunately, I got a 9-to-5 job as a customer service rep that I pretty much got to be there Monday through Friday, or else I would be there in a hot minute, man.
Right on. That's cool. At least you're there in spirit. That's all that matters.
Yeah, absolutely. If you don't mind, I just got a few really quick questions for you. I know you guys are about ready to go on, so I'll just go ahead and start in. And like I said, feel free to go ahead and decline the answer and to answer any questions if you don't want. Nothing really too involved or whatever. But
Come on, it's all good. I have nothing to hide from nobody. I've been out here in the public. I've been talking to everybody, and everybody can see what's going on with Don Doty and Eliminate. And we're just a bunch of real guys playing real music, having a real good time. So bring them on. I'm here for you. What can I do for you?
Okay, all right. So I'll go ahead and just start out. Back in 1986, when all of us metalheads up in Northern California were, and basically all the rest of the thrash metal community were eagerly awaiting a third Dark Angel album, or I should say around 1987, we found out that you were no longer in the band anymore, and we were just kind of all blown away. It seemed like you guys were firing on all cylinders, and then just suddenly you weren't in the band. I've heard rumors over the years, and I don't really put too much into rumors. I just wanted to go ahead and hear your side of the story of what went down with Dark Angel when you were no longer in the band.
Well, how it went down, Mark, it's pretty simple. If you remember back then, I was playing with Dark Angel there in 86 at the beginning, and then we went ahead and did a little tour. But the tour didn't have me on it. It had Jim Dragos on it.
Right.
But it's funny, though, because when we came back from that tour, I was still playing, and because we did a show at the Country Club. The Country Club was the last show that I did.
Okay.
So, and that was done in, I believe, August of 86 or 87, something like that. So how could I do a show after they went out and did a tour and I wasn't on it?
Right.
It's really simple, Mark. I was backing myself out of the band for a little while.
Right.
And I was doing it slowly because I had a good job at McDonnell Douglas.
Right.
It did pay the bills. I just bought a brand new house, and I was planning on getting, married, having kids, and doing the whole, normal life thing.
Absolutely.
Unfortunately, I didn't know about the European tour that was going to be offered, and I pretty much did have some falling out with another member in the band.
You can say it. It was Gene.
Well, I'm just saying, I don't think anybody should do Zeppelin's, copy. I voiced my opinion on that, and, I was told, hey, we're doing it anyways. And I said, no, I'm not. It's just, the Immigrant Song is not ours.
Mm-hmm.
It never will be. I mean, that's So with that being said, I mean, hey, anybody can listen to it. It's on that third album, and you can tell me what you think.
I'll tell you this, Don, if you don't mind me cutting in. I've been on a major Dark Angel tear the last few years. Personally, after I found out that Darkness Descends, or after that you were no longer a part of the band after Darkness Descends, I basically just kind of shut myself off. I really didn't have any interest in checking out Dark Angel after that point. Fast forward almost 30 years later, I said, you know what, I'll go ahead and check out the other two albums. They can say they're chock full of 200 plus riffs on the album. It doesn't matter. The songs just don't hold up.
I don't think so either. But, hey, I'm not one to put down somebody else. They obviously have a lot of thought, or they have a lot of, have themselves into that. I just don't. That's just not my cup of tea. I'm not into the whole pedophile and all that other stuff. That's not where I saw Dark Angel going.
No.
And when Jim started off, I mean, neither did he, and I know that because we did a lot of music together.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact. I don't know if anybody knows this, but Jim and I, when I came back here and I started this little reunion that I wasn't on, Jim and I had actually already written one song.
Awesome.
We were starting on our second one. And same with Eric. I mean, I just finished a song with Eric. I mean, both of them were really good.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, I won't play them without them.
Right.
And I believe they're not going to play, in my realm. So, Gene's not going to allow that. So, it's just a shame because the fans are going to lose out on two more good songs, but they're going to gain a few Eliminate songs. So, I'm pretty stoked about that.
Yeah, and I am too, man. And to tell you the truth, I am way more stoked about Eliminate than anything that Dark Angel is putting out. And I am with you, man. I saw those video performances, or those performances online on YouTube. They were okay, but to me, they were a little pedestrian.
I'll tell you one thing. It felt good to get out on that stage. I really didn't. I'm just that guy. Back then and now, I really don't. It doesn't really matter to me on what, how I look or what I do. I go up there, I have fun, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I go up there and I sing my heart out and I have a good time. And I know the guys in the band are doing a damn good job. And I'm just, fortunate enough to have everybody like that. But, I have one of the best freaking memories of all the good times that I had.
Yeah.
And every single show was a great experience. I mean, I'm doing it right now. I've Monday, great experience. Tuesday, great experience. I'm here Wednesday, and I'm looking at this place going, damn, check this out. This is really cool.
Yeah.
Number one, I'm in Vegas. Hey,
yeah.
It's pretty bad. And then, all the people I'm meeting are just great. So, no matter what I do, I just seem to, I'm in a great place to win, and man, just, if you ever want to have some fun, just come on down to the show. You may not see a bunch of foo-foo and ruffle shit, but you're going to have a good time. I can tell you that.
Oh, I can see that, man. I checked out the video performance at Grindcore 2015. Pretty awesome that you guys did it for Jesse Pintado's memory. That's awesome. We really appreciate that and everything. Yeah. And one thing really quick before I move on to the next question, I'm sure you're familiar with Death Angel and their former manager, VJ Benz.
Yeah, well, I've heard a little bit about him.
Okay. Well, I just wanted to say I remember vividly in 1986 when because I actually went to school with Rob and Mark from Death Angel and their manager VJ, and I remember him talking about a Dark Angel show, and he's like, "Hey, man, I just wanted to go in there and thrash," and that was just the crowd response was just way more just more had more fury in it than I was expecting. I mean, I just thought it would be just a normal pit, and he was pretty taken back. And for a guy who'd been going to shows by Exodus and Slayer and Death Angel and Possessed and all those other guys, for him to say that, I was like, dude, this band must have a pretty badass live show to get the fans revved up like that.
I don't know how I got so lucky, man, but I'll tell you, I made a post yesterday, I believe it was, on Facebook. It doesn't matter if there's 5 people in the audience or if there's 50, if there's 5,000. It makes no difference. Every single one of our fans are just true freaking blue metalheads, man. They fill a room, man. It's so great. This was, I don't know if you've seen one of the clips, but I took a dive into the crowd yesterday.
Oh, that's awesome.
You have no idea. It was so cool, and it was a great experience, and I'm thinking I'm having a better time at the show than the crowd is.
Oh yeah, man. I mean, I've seen those live performance clips, man. And for one thing, man, you still got that screech, man, that has endeared you to all of us Dark Angel fans over the years. You still got that screech. You still have that same energy. And man, it's just great to see you back on stage, man. I mean, and I'll tell you, man, talking to all the hardcore Dark Angel fans over the years, anytime I mention Dark Angel, they're like, dude, Darkness Descends. Okay, you heard anything after that? Didn't want to. Just Team Doty. That's it, man. If Don's not involved, we're not even interested. So you have definitely made a lasting impression with a lot of metalheads that I know of, and a lot of metalheads worldwide, man. I just got to throw that out there to you.
Well, thank you so much, man. Because that album did mean a lot to all of us. I mean, we did work on it. We worked hard on it. And there's a lot of credit that goes to a lot of places, and it wasn't all me by no means, man. I was fortunate enough to sing all the songs on it, and but hey, the guys they did a lot of work on that album, and we came together and we put out a really good album. Not to take away from anything from We Have Arrived, because We Have Arrived is a good album too,
Shit, I love. I even love Gonna Burn on the demo of Gotta Burn on that album, man. I like everything off that album. Really quick, any chance you may play Gonna Burn in any of the live sets coming up?
Gonna Burn, wow, I can't believe you brought that one up. Okay, Gonna Burn was when we first started. We wanted to come out and play some music because all we knew what we were doing. We didn't know what we were doing or how we were going to do it. We just thought, well, what the hell? Let's throw together some tunes.
Well,
this was the song that came out. And it's kind of funny because it was kind of a little bit catchy.
Mm-hmm.
And then we said, you know what, we're going to play a little bit harder. We want to play a little bit, more, a little more thrash.
Yeah.
And we could tell that we started growing. And the cool thing about Dark Angel was everybody grew with us. We all started together. We grew together. When we had a new song, I mean, we came out and we played it. I mean, There were no lyrics yet. We just played it anyway. We didn't care.
Yeah.
We just wanted a place to play.
Yeah.
And it was great because the fans just they came along. They understood. They got down. They got dirty with us. And again, I mean, such a cool time. Such a great atmosphere. And I'm just seeing it again. It's so freaking cool to see so many people that are supportive. And I get it here at the shows, and I get it on Facebook, and I get it when I walk into the mall, into a mall or wherever. It's just so, oh man, it's great. I'm so glad I have this opportunity to come back.
Yeah, man. Well, I'll tell you, and I passed it on to Scott. I got to tell you really quick, you got a really cool dude in Scott. I haven't met him in person, but he's part of the Facebook group page that I run. Got to tell you, man, he's a really cool dude. But I told him, I said, dude, Don has been missed for years, man. Just pass that on to him if you can just do that for me.
For sure.
Okay. All right. So enough about Dark Angel. By the way, you need to start making some money off that album. Not to be paid any royalties 30 years later. We got to do something about getting you some royalties, man. I know some people in the law community down in Southern California that may be interested in helping you out.
That's so funny because, Dark Angel has been such a great album. And somebody asked me, goes, hey, John, how much money really did you see from Dark Angel? And I'm like, what do you mean money?
Yeah.
What do you mean see? I haven't seen a penny from it.
Yeah.
And I'm, they're all, come on, no, real Don. How much? I'm like, dude, real.
Yeah.
I haven't seen a penny from Darkness Descends. I haven't, I never got another check from We Have Arrived. I'm sure the band got them.
Yeah.
But they seemed to find me when they wanted to ask me to come back and do a reunion.
Yeah.
But then, never seen fit to throw a check my way. But
yeah,
maybe if somebody was, that's what they did for a living, or they found a little time, that'd be cool.
Yeah, well, you know what? I'm going to be placing some calls. My sister actually got a degree in law. One of her fields was entertainment law, and I think I can go ahead and approach the subject with her. I can't make any promises, but I really want to go ahead and help you out with that, sir.
That would be badass, man. That's cool, man. Thanks. I really appreciate that. That's so cool.
Hey, no worries, man. Hey, okay, so on to Eliminate. What was the genesis of the band? Had this been talked about amongst the band members before the topic of a Dark Angel reunion was even considered?
Well, that's the whole thing is Sasha was with me, and Sasha kind of was watching the whole thing going on, and he kind of was going, hey, John, check this out. You don't really have a drummer, and because Gene wouldn't respond to my text, he wouldn't respond to my messages. I even called his house and I talked to his sister. It's not like I didn't try.
Yeah.
And he didn't say a word to me. I'm sure he had his motives, whatever. But he waited till the last second, and to come in and throw a wrench and things. And the way it went down was, you can go back and check. I mean, Mike was on board. He even got one of his good friends who was going to play guitar for us. Eric was on board. It's obvious. I mean, he even did interviews with me. Even Gonzo was on board. I mean, Gonzo's the guy who got his friends. He got Sasha was going to play drums because there was no Gene. He wouldn't answer. There was Eric, and there was myself. I mean, that's pretty much the band, right?
Yeah.
Jim, here's the thing about Jim. Jim was on Facebook answering everybody's posts and everything else. I made the statement for him that he wouldn't be on the tour. Straight out, he told everybody, no, I'm going to be working. I'm going to do this, that, and the third. How did he go from, he wasn't doing this to all of a sudden he was? Full bore with Gene. Well, it kind of makes sense that they I guess, had something working up the whole time. And it just wasn't, to include Dawn. I thought that was kind of messed up because, push came to shove. I invited Ron up on stage, man.
Yeah.
And I said, great, I think it'd be great to have two singers up on stage. Check it out, man. I'll sing some songs, you sing some songs. Hell, give the crowd what they want.
Yeah.
I thought it'd be badass, That would be really cool because I don't think anybody else has ever done that. But no, that wasn't their plan. So, in doing so, Jim kind of faced off with me, and he said, hey, Doty, you think this is so easy? Why don't you do it yourself? And I said, you know what, Jim? You challenged the wrong guy.
Mm-hmm.
You know me since we were, how old were we, 15?
Yeah.
Maybe when we were 14 when we met. I said, dude, you've known me, and just like you told me to go out and do the best damn thing that I could to make Dark Angel work. And by the way, he's the one who set up the festival with Ollie. And keep it true, that was Jim's setup, not mine.
Okay.
I was just following through for him. So, that whole thing about, Gene not playing and this, that, and the third, that's all on them.
Yeah.
I considered every time I could play it an honor. So, but I guess him and Gene had some kind of plan, and it was all about just, get them and go ahead and send them off of whatever I could do and go play. And
yeah.
Good for them. That's what they did. So, I don't think they'll be doing it any much more. I mean, I just know that whenever he challenged me to get my own band,
you rose. You rose to the challenge.
And I I think I did a pretty damn good job of it.
Well, hell yeah. I mean, you're out there playing gigs, and what's Dark Angel doing right now? Saying, oh, well, we played some festivals, we're working on a new album, and they've been saying they've been working on a new album now for 2 years. Shit or get off the pot.
Oh, let me help you. That album's been done for 15 years.
Say what?
That album's been done for 15 years. I listened to it when I came back. They already showed it to me.
Wow.
Don't kid yourself. That album's been done. It's been turned into the record company, and, you know, I'm not going to say that it was turned down. All I'm going to say is it didn't get printed.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
It sounds like there's something fishy going on, man.
Well, you know, just give a listen, and you know, always check the sources, you know. I know I've heard it, and I know a couple other people that have heard it. I know they probably don't want you to know that. It's been done for years.
Dude.
But, hey, you know, I guess they shouldn't have showed me then. I mean, I guess, but they wanted to, I guess, hey, because I was doing all this writing and all these songs, they were like, we don't need you to write songs. We have them. I'm like, well, that's not cool.
Yeah, well, why are you even asking me back if you're not going to have me contribute?
Yeah, I mean, what's the deal? I mean, well, you want me to come back and sing your song?
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, no, I'm not down with that, Gene. I mean, Gene's got a whole, I mean, that's on him.
Yeah.
And that's not going to be a Dark Angel album. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I mean, you want a Dark Angel album, you would hear Show No Fear.
Mm-hmm.
Or you would hear a Gemini song.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, but I don't know, you're going to hear something else. Hey, I wish them the best, and I hope they get what they got coming, and I hope Eliminate just zooms right on past, you know?
Well, you know what? That's what I'm planning on seeing, man. I have no doubt in my mind that you guys are going to do that, or you guys are going to do that, you know, no matter what, you know. So there's no doubt in my mind that that's what's going to happen and everything. You know, it seems like they've reaped what they've sowed, and you know, you're out there kicking ass right now, and to me, that's all that matters. I'm more interested, like I said, way more interested in anything that Eliminate has going on than Dark Angel. So I just got a few more. In regards to Eliminate Sound, is it safe to assume that the band collectively wants to include all the best attributes from your previous band style, or go for something heavy as fuck but incorporate other variables that a lot of thrash or speed metal bands do not have? For instance, using some down tuning, maybe several steps, and adding some more doomier passages, obviously like Sabbath, or maybe even doing something like adding some mid-tempo double bass type stuff a la Obituary.
Well, that's a really good question. To try and eliminate in essence is a little bit difficult because you're dealing with 5 or 6 individuals that are so unique, so different,
Mm-hmm.
so talented. When we get our ideas and our things that we want to put out there, we bring them to the collective. I mean, I don't think you're going to be seeing anybody, you know, one name on a song.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to see songs by Eliminate, because what we do is we put them all together, and whatever comes out the best is what we use, you know?
Right.
Music is to be felt, you know? It's not so sweet, you know, so much just written down.
Yeah.
And when we play, that's what we do. That's why the live shows are so intense, because we feel all of our music, right? It comes out. I mean, you see Joe up there, man, and he's got that double bass screaming. You're just in it.
Oh, yeah.
You know, the same, you know, all the way across. It's just one up. I mean, you got Kelly over there. He's screaming too. Now, you know Kelly's doing some filming, right?
Yeah, Kelly from Possessed.
Okay, cool, yeah. You know, we're so, you know, we're in a good place right now. We have Kelly that's working with us. We've got Henry still that's working with us. I've got Scott that's working with me. I've got, you know, Johnny that's working on bass for me. And I've got, you know, Joe doing drums. Now, and again, Joe's not just a drummer, man. He came across and he had some lyrics that just blew me the freak away.
That's awesome.
And, you know, I don't know. You're going to to have to just check out a couple of our tunes. I mean, we're going to be going in the studio next week.
Awesome.
Got some drum tracks. They're getting ready to start. But yeah, there's some. We don't drop down per se and do the thing about like this. We do the thing like follow the step, like that's the song that you keep down. You know, if I were to do something like that because God knows, hey, that's fun, you know. And it's not going to be, exact. That's obvious because we're having fun with it.
Yeah.
And that's what the crowd wants. It's fun, you know.
Yeah.
You don't want to come out there and take a music sheet and go, hey, you didn't hit every note or you didn't say every word. That's not what you're going to get. You're going to get a show. I mean,
yeah.
That's why you're coming out here for a show.
Awesome. Awesome.
That's why I answered your question there.
That's awesome, man. I like that. Okay. After the live dates that the band has scheduled this week, you head into the studio, as you said. Are there any originals already penned, or will the studio time be spent? Will the time being spent in the studio also include writing the material as you're in there? If there are already originals penned, how many currently do you have right now?
Okay, can you repeat that last little part?
Yeah, if there are already originals written, how many currently do you have?
Okay, originals right now, we have, like, Syndicate Life is a done deal. Chalice of Death is kind of a done deal, but we're going to rework it a little bit because we're not totally happy with it.
Okay.
We've got Time Has No Measure, we're still working on. Counting from the Grave, we're still working on. What else? Scott has one that he's been working with Henry on for probably about 2 months, and it's coming together nicely. And there was one more. So yeah, no, we have a few.
Cool.
But none of them are really. I mean, we have like probably one or two that are done.
Okay.
And those are the ones that we're going to be going in the studio with. So that's about where we're at.
All right, cool. This may be a ways off, but do you happen to have a desired producer in mind once it gets to the album stage, such as like an Andy Sneap or a Colin Richardson, or would you rather go for a lesser-known one?
I'm going to go with whatever Marco goes with on this round. I'm pretty much leaving the business end up on him.
Okay.
He's been around and he knows what's up, and I'm putting my trust in him on this one.
Okay.
And I'm just gonna, hey, I'm telling everybody, hey, if you want me to play, I'll play. I don't care. Just clear it through Marco, and I'll be there.
Awesome, man. Awesome. Oh, go ahead, sir.
Yep, that's the work.
Okay. All right. So once the demo is complete, is it back out on the road, or will your focus be on securing the deal after the demo is complete? And do you have any interest from any labels so far?
Yeah, well, that's about what we're going to do. We're going to go ahead and make the demo, and we're going to hit up a couple of radio places, a couple of labels, see what they say. If they say they want the album, then we'll go in and we'll do an album, and then we'll go ahead and we'll tour on it. What the hell? I know that here I'll give you a little insight. Come October, we'll be doing a festival.
Nice.
Here in Brooklyn.
Nice.
So I know when we're over there, we'll also be doing probably one or two more shows.
Dude, that's awesome. That's awesome. I think it would be a really killer, man, if you guys got signed to Nuclear Blast, because there's a particular somebody whose other band is on Nuclear Blast, and I'd like to see some head-to-head competition go on, That
would be cool too. I'm down for anything. Anything that they want to do, I am cool with it. To me, everybody I think is doing the best that they can with what they have. So wherever we go, I'm gonna be cool with. I know one thing. When I go out there, I'm out there for the band. Let's be real about this. If it wasn't for you and for everybody else, hell, I wouldn't be here, man. So That's why I'm here.
Dude, that's awesome, bro. That's really awesome. As far as touring goes, would you prefer to tour with bands from back in the day that you are familiar with and are probably friends with, like Possessed, or would you be open to possibly touring with later day thrash bands such as Germany's Dust Bolt or Suicidal Angels from Greece?
Oh man, check this out. Dude, I didn't know what the hell I was in for, but there's some really good bands out there. Like, for instance, there's this band called Hatchet. They're opening for us right now.
Oh, killer band! I just listened to them the other night.
Yeah, damn good band, man. I kicked back and I gave them a listen, and I'm like, damn, check these guys out.
Yeah.
And here they are, man. I would have never thought that I would be, there, but here I am.
Yeah.
And this is great.
Yeah.
And, matter of fact, I had another buddy of mine approach me, and he's an old school band. He goes, hey, what do you think about playing? I said, hey, what the hell? Talk to Marco. If Marco clears it, we'll do it. Wherever I'm put, man, I'm going with it. There's so much talent out there. It's a win-win situation. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely, man. And I got to tell you, man, your influence carried over to a lot of other bands. I don't know if you're familiar with Morbid Saint out of Wisconsin or Numbskull out of Illinois, but you listen to their albums. They both those bands released killer albums at the end of the first, or the thrash wave that was starting to die out in the late 90s. They put out some killer albums, dude. The vocals, dude, seriously, man, you are a huge influence. If they deny that, I mean, they're kidding themselves. But really quick, have you ever had a chance to check out those two bands?
Actually, not really. I didn't get a chance to get into too much things, too much music. I got to listen to a few of the old school bands,
Yeah.
And it was cool because there was YouTube, and I could always pull up other bands that I did want to check out.
Yeah.
But yeah, I did notice there were a couple bands that had some good influences.
Yeah.
Like Dark Angel, and it's always an honor, man. Just to have anybody do. Hey, I almost kicked myself when I heard like Violent Omen doing "We Have Arrived."
That's awesome.
What the hell is this? And then I heard this other band, what was it, Cree or somebody? They were doing "Merciless Death" or something, and just badass. I mean, just dead on. And I'm going, damn, these guys are freaking good.
Yeah.
And I'm just going, check this out, man. That's our shit. That's our music.
Yeah.
And it's an honor to hear so many people playing our music, and it's so cool, man. That's the way I take it. I don't know how else anybody else would, but I think it's so damn cool that I'm just stoked.
That's awesome, bro. I know I keep saying that's awesome, so I do apologize for that. One thing I was going to say was obviously there is a huge buzz around the States about Eliminate. So the buzz is going to be even bigger over in Germany and South America. Let's not kid ourselves. What are you guys hearing about the international response to Eliminate right now?
I'm hearing really cool things. I'll tell you this. Truthfully, I'm hearing some really big things, and it's so cool. I didn't think that one voice could be heard. Quite. It's so cool to have the support that I have. I'll tell you that.
You deserve it, man.
Thank you. You know what? Thank you so much, man. I appreciate that.
No. Thank you very much for, taking the time. All I do is run a Facebook fan page, man. But, and for you to take the time to do this for me, man, I really appreciate it. I'm not making any money off it. I'm just doing it for the love of the music and everything, man. So I can't tell you how much I appreciate it.
I think that's what makes the work, though, bro. Check this out. I'm doing the same reason. And that's how we get the shit out there, though, and that's how people hear this, and they get into it, and then they tell a friend, and then they tell friends, and next thing you know, I kid you not, man. I pulled in yesterday we're in the motorhome, right? Because of tour. I pulled in to get gas, and this dude comes walking up, and he's like, "You're in Eliminate." I'm like, "What?" He goes, "Dude, you're in Eliminate. You're Don, aren't you?" And I'm like, "Yeah, hi, how you doing?" He goes, "Dude, I've heard about you guys. I want to check you guys out." Dude, I was at a gas station and he came up.
Yeah.
I'm like, how cool is that?
Yeah.
That's badass, but I don't care what anybody says. That out of nowhere. And he comes out and you're like, dude, I know about your band. And I'm like, fuck, that's cool. So
Yeah.
I just start talking to him, and he's in a band too. And I told him, hey, man, we'll get together sometime. We'll jam. Have some fun.
Dude, that's incredible, man. That makes me feel good about the metal scene, and because it was stagnant for a long time. Of course, if you knew where to find it, you could go out and get it. But it's really a good sign that metal has had such a good resurgence over the years, and that's just a good for lack of a better word, that's just a good verifier of it right there, man.
Yeah.
For
sure.
On somewhat of the same topic, has there been any interest from any promoters for you to play any of the festivals over in Europe, such as Wacken or the Bloodstock Festival, or even possibly over here in the States, like the Maryland Death Festival?
Oh, you're getting me on a good one there. I know we have talked about it.
Okay.
I don't know if anybody else has. I do know that, like I said, we are going to be doing a festival here in October. I don't know. I don't know the name per se, but I'm sure it's not hard to figure out. There's only October.
Yeah.
So yeah, and I think I even told you where it was. So.
Yeah, Brooklyn.
Yeah, that was so hard. Kind of get that one up. But yeah, we're festivals are on our list to do. That's kind of like what we want to do. We really appreciate like this tour right here. I'm telling you, it's so freaking cool. You're right there in the crowd, man. It is so cool. And I don't know. Did you see the Regent? So
man, I've been going on YouTube for the last few days trying to find video clips of your guys' performance this week, and I can't find anything. I keep getting directed over to the grindcore one.
So many stage divers. I mean, it was crazy, and I mean the pit was awesome too. I mean, it was just so freaking cool. Go in there and check out the Regent. You'll find it for sure, and you'll have a good time. You'll have a great time.
Awesome, man. Awesome. Okay, and just one last question. I was actually going to ask it as a group question for you guys, but I'll just go ahead and ask you. And I think you probably just answered it, but I'll ask you anyway. Your thoughts on the metal scene today in the U.S. as compared to back in the early or mid '80s to late '80s when extreme metal was first really starting to come into its own.
Well, that's not that. Today's metalheads are educated. I mean, there's so much information on the net, and there's so much at their fingertips. I almost feel like it's there's too much for them. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So many places you can go. There's so much. Back in the day, we had to dig for shit.
Yeah.
We had to beg, borrow, and steal. Here's 3 magazines.
Yeah.
Give me that one tape, and then check this out.
Yeah.
Next time it comes around, I'll give you these tapes, and you give me those 6 mags, and check it out. We'll swap, and I mean, then you got to go down to the post office and mail the shit.
Yeah.
Because there wasn't no other way to get it over there.
Yep.
So I mean, there was so much that you had to invest, and that, to me, whenever you invest your time and you invest what you're doing, you give a piece of yourself.
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong. I think today's fans are just as core because I'm watching them.
Yeah.
And I just once you've seen something, it kind of makes you wonder on how other things work.
Yeah.
But at the same time, check it out. I can hear bands in Germany that there was no way in hell I could have heard them back in the day.
Yep.
I can listen to Sweden rock, and I can listen to every band that plays.
Yeah.
And that's phenomenal, man. That is so cool. So, both have their perks, both have a little bit of a drawback, but I think for the most part, everybody's making the best out of what they can.
Yeah.
And I think it's working,
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. What you said just really hits home, man. I mean, I remember when I was 17 and my bros and I were calling up Rasputin's Records in Concord, California every 2 days. Hey, is the new Exodus album out yet? Call 2 days later. Kept asking, for weeks. Finally, we walk in there one day and there's a big sign on the telephone. No, the new Exodus album has not come out yet. Stop asking.
That's right, because you guys guys cared enough to ask every freaking day.
Yep.
And you know what? That's so cool.
Yeah, and one of the things I think is really been lost, and we have so much at our fingertips with the internet and so much access to information these days, but it kind of takes a lot away from the street team aspect of things, which gets me to my next thing. How can I help Eliminate get bigger?
Oh, well, just get the word out. I mean, anything that, right now, it's all about, Marco's putting out places for us to play.
Okay.
I know that there's a lot of places that they hit me up, hey Don, come on down, hey Don, come on. But, unless the promoters actually, call Marco or at least do something, or at least somebody in the neighborhood hears about it so the promoters can ask about it, just tell a friend, man. Just say, check out Eliminate, and hey, they have this new song called Syndicate Life, or they have this new song called Pounding from the Grave.
Mm-hmm.
And when you hear it, you're gonna recognize you'll understand the lyrics because they're from the heart.
Mm-hmm.
And we all have shit that we go through, and that one's kind of mine. So
yeah.
And it's some really good shit. I'll tell you, it's really freaking heavy, and it's really freaking catchy.
That's awesome, bro. That's awesome. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be opposed to going out there and plastering up, flyers for you guys everywhere. I know it's kind of outdated, but man, I'm old school, just like you, man. Maybe a few years younger, but I'm old school like that, man. And I mean, I just want to get a total street team thing going for Eliminate, man. I know you guys said something about putting out some songs once they're recorded, so we could hear them for free. Fuck that, dude. I want to pay to hear those, man. I don't want to get them for free. I want to help support Eliminate, and I want to get a hard copy of that demo. I'll pay for it. All the merchandise and everything. Fuck yeah, dude. I want to promote this shit, man.
That's so cool. And there's just something about when you grab a flyer.
Yeah.
And you're holding it and you're looking at it going, Eliminate. I mean, you look at it, you're touching it, you're holding it, you got the visual. I mean, you can almost smell and eat that something. I mean, because it's real, it's tangible, it's in your hands, and you put the thing down, and guess what? You find it like a week later, and you go, oh yeah, Eliminate.
Yeah.
And you run into it. And
yeah.
You run into it, and that's how. I mean, that's what we need nowadays. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We just need that personal touch.
Yeah.
And anything that we could, any kind of that, we would definitely be appreciative of it.
No, man. It would be our way to go ahead and show our appreciation to you and all the other guys in the bands. Like I said, Scott seems like a really cool dude. I haven't talked with the other guys or anything, but we know where you guys' hearts are and everything, and we're just appreciative that a killer band wants to come out and bring the music to the masses and just put it out there for us to enjoy, man. I mean, today's metal scene. I was talking to Tommy Victor from Prong about it not too long ago, and he just said, yeah, a lot of kids just have everything handed to them, and they just go out there, they throw together a POS album, and they get rich off of it, and there's no real work involved in it. And I don't see that with you guys. I just see old school work ethic.
Yeah, and we do. We actually enjoy working.
Yeah.
We did this shit because it was fun. I mean, money, what the hell was that?
Yeah.
I mean, if that was the case, yeah. But, yeah, no, it's really good to have the guys that I have and the work ethic that everybody has, and everybody's on board just to, give it their all every single time, and it's so freaking cool. And everyone, when you meet like John, you're going to say, man, are you guys like brothers? And you're going to meet, you meet Henry or you meet Kelly, you're going to go, damn, you guys are like all family and shit. Yeah, we are.
Yeah.
We stay over each other's house, and when we come down, everybody hangs at John's house because he just says, hey, you wouldn't have it any other way.
Yeah, that's so cool, man. That is just really cool. And it's kind of funny going back to the Dark Angel thing really quick. I was talking to a member of the fan page the other day, and we were talking about when you were in the band. He's like, hell, I was supposed to see Dark Angel with Don, but they ended up doing an instrumental set because he never showed up. I never knew what happened. And then I listened to an interview a few days later, and I'm like, yeah, the dude was trying to get from California to Texas. His flight gets delayed. He shows up right as they're ending and everything, and and it's all pretty much said, oh well, that's typical Don, just not showing up or whatever. And it's like, no, dude, you don't know what happened, seriously. So that's kind of why I have reserved my opinion over the years. My opinion has just been like, hey man, whatever happened with him, I'm sure he's dealing with it, but goddamn man, we want him back in the industry, man.
Oh, man, it's funny. As soon as you said that, I told you exactly that. There's only one show that I ever missed.
Mm-hmm.
It was the Texas show, and that was because the plane got delayed.
Yep.
And by the time they had a limo driver there, and I ran from the plane to the limo, jumped in the limo. They ran straight to the show. I was there for like the last song, and I'm like, you guys are shitting me, really?
Mm-hmm.
Keep playing. Let's keep playing. We don't have to stop.
Yeah.
Check this out. I said, you know what? Upstairs.
Yeah.
Everybody, you're welcome to come to tomorrow night's show, and you're welcome to come to my hotel tonight. It's on me.
Yeah.
And a lot of people did show up.
Yeah.
But no, man, that was the only show I ever missed, and that was because of a delayed plane.
Yeah.
And I just I felt like.
Yeah. Yeah. I heard that you got back to work with 32 seconds to spare.
Yeah, that was about it. It was all about running from the airport, from my car, from the parking lot, getting my thing timestamp, because it was. But you know what? I'd do it again.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, and I got to tell you, my dad was in the Air Force. He was a navigator bombardier on B-52s during Vietnam. So you working for McDonnell Douglas, much appreciated, sir.
Oh yeah, for sure, and much appreciation goes to him too for what he did. I mean, that's the front lines right there, man. And because we're very blessed to have good family members and people who care about their country,
Yeah.
And yeah, that's cool. Tell him thank you.
Yeah, I really appreciate it. Unfortunately, he passed on about 10 years ago, but I know he's watching over me. He you know what, man? He was not too pleased when I got into heavy metal, but, he learned to accept it, and he actually became pretty supportive of it, when I was a struggling guitarist and now ex-guitarist and everything. So I really appreciate that, man. But Don, I just gotta tell you, from the bottom of my heart, man, I really appreciate you taking the time to talk to basically just a fan, man, and I can't thank you enough. I just went ahead and sent you out a friend request to your personal Facebook page and everything. I hope over time you and I can stay in contact. I hope to see you guys out here in Arizona. If it means me coming out to LA, taking the Amtrak out there or driving out there or whatever, I'm going to try my best to come out and see you. And like I said, I'm going to get a hold of my sister and see if she may be able to do anything, or she may be able to point me in the right direction. So if you don't mind, I'd still like to keep in contact with you if it's okay, sir.
No. Once you're friends and your family for life, you know how it is.
All right, man.
I'll definitely accept it and you're welcome, man. Hit me up anytime, bro.
Okay, Don.
Anything I can do, or any of the guys can do, you just let me know, and hey, we're down. We'll help you out too.
I really appreciate it. Hey, one quick question that just came to mind, and it may be off the cuff, so you can just say, hey, that's kind of a weird one or whatever. But back in the day, you had the obligatory nuclear war song on every thrash metal album. With the way the world is today, with terrorism and everything like that, even though we do have the threat of nuclear war, it's not as prevalent as it once was. At least I don't think it was or is. Do you think there is going to be an influx of bands starting to talk about the current situation in the world?
I know we're writing something to that effect.
Okay.
It has a lot to do with today's political scene and today's just the real deal. What's going on with the authorities and the places that we can go and we can't go and things of that nature.
Yeah.
Yeah, we definitely were one about it.
All right. Well, Don, I really appreciate you taking the time again. This conducts the interview and everything. Don, it's so great to know that you're back in the music industry. And, dude, I'm going to be promoting Eliminate like there's no tomorrow, man.
No tomorrow, I get it.
Hey, bro. So it's probably going to take me a few days to go ahead and get everything together for the interview. If you don't mind, I'd like to send you out a link to the Facebook page or whatever. You can join. I'd be really happy to have you in there. If not, I totally understand. I know you have a lot going on.
No, you send it over, bro, and I'll accept it. No worries there.
Cool. Yeah, it's a metal, hard rock, and punk page. Basically, I want it to be like when you and I were growing up in the early '80s, when it wasn't strictly thrash or hard rock or whatever. You got a mix of everything in one magazine, and that's what I'm trying to incorporate.
Oh, right on. Sounds great.
All right, Don. Don, best of luck tonight and the rest of the tour. You and I will, stay in contact, and I'm going to go ahead and put out the feelers to go ahead and get working on getting you the money you deserve for those 2 kick-ass albums that you put out, man.
Right on. Thank you so much, bro.
No, thank you, Don.
We'll talk again shortly.
All right, take care, sir. Best of luck. Kick ass, man.
For sure.
All right, later.